And then since you're waiting on me, it probably would take like twice as long. I was in the rain, okay?
You're fine. I love that she wanted you to walk her to school.
Oh, she loves it, and it's good for both of us, but not when it's been raining and you're going to work.
It randomly rained this morning. They said
Yeah?
it wasn't supposed to until like late tonight, and then I'm pretty sure it poured at like 9 this morning.
Yeah, I washed my car yesterday and then it went through rain.
That's why it rained.
And it's disgusting. It's so dirty.
Mine is too.
And highway ski your pants. Anyway.
Are we good to go?
We're good.
Alright.
Oh, my God.
It was good.
It's
Dennis
hard
really
to-
cared about his hair too, by the way.
Really? Bald?
Okay.
It's hard to like tee it up. Okay. Hello, emerging professionals of ICC. Today we have Michelle Crow with us from Catkin Safety Education. Michelle officially became part of the ICC team in 2021 when ICC acquired Catkin. Catkin was established in 2011 to provide food safety education to restaurants in the St. Louis area. So Michelle, your current title at ICC is Head of Safety Education, now that Catkin is a subsidiary of ICC. Walk us through how you started the business and your why for creating the company.
All right. Well, before 2011, I worked in banking for a while, mostly with business owners. Then I did financial services, credit card processing for business owners, and I got involved with a group called Enjoy a Local. And that's where I met Frank and Howard and Aaron and everyone from Illinois Casualty Company. And I started working with a lot of restaurants, mainly in St. Louis and over in Illinois, but began to develop a relationship with ICC and the agents, as well as the insureds. And Enjoy Local would teach one class per month, Serve Safe Food Manager class, which is required by the health departments in a lot of areas. And the gentleman that was teaching the class retired, and they needed someone to teach one class per month. Food safety, I'm like, okay, I can totally do that. I was working with a lot of restaurant owners. I was loving Enjoy Local. They provided a lot of great resources. So we would do the class for free for the local independent restaurants, and then the larger companies who also needed the class, they would pay to come to the classes. So we didn't make money on it, but it was a great value add for our little guys, our clients, restaurants that needed the class. So one class per month and turned into, well, now we do several classes a week in many states, obviously. But I realized that there was a need for better instructors and convenient locations. There was just really a need for a better program. So we started doing two classes a month, and then 3, and then I worked for Lakeland Insurance for a while, and I was a producer, and we also did the safety education. And there came a point where I had to choose. Catkin was really growing. It was actually Southern Hospitality Education at the time. We changed our name in 2017, but it was really growing, and I had a passion to continue it and grow it, and I've always been an entrepreneurial spirit and loved working with business owners, and especially in the restaurant industry. So I still work with Lakeland today with their restaurants for safety education, but in 2011, well, it would have been a few years later, I did both for a while, but at one point I decided to commit to Catkin, and we just continued to grow and get new partners and additional partners, and so maybe we can edit, and then I'm gonna come back to,
Very good. We can move on.
no wait, what's the last thing I said?
New partners. I was gonna chime in and say
With Leslie, okay, go ahead.
You've developed other partners throughout, and then you got to be part of Illinois Casualty Company,
Yes.
and now we're still partners. You still have Catkin, but it's growing and changing. And kind of how are you and other people on your team taking that safety education piece and growing our partnership with others?
Yes. So after committing to growing Catkin, we hold on, just wait a second. New partners.
Yeah.
All right.
There's no
Just
pressure.
drove 4 hours. No pressure.
It is a long drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So, in 2011, no, I'm gonna start over and say 2021.
Yes.
That one.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
In 2021, I had a conversation with Illinois Casualty Company and said, hey, we have the same clients, insureds, interest, and safety education can really hopefully mitigate and help reduce loss and provide those courses and education that are already required for most of the insureds. So I presented to them and they brought me on board October 1st of 2021. And since then, it's just been amazing. They've been able to provide resources that as a small business owner, I didn't have. And I've been able to work with agents and insureds and prospects to try to add more value to the relationship and help them, run better restaurants. And together we've built relationships with, of course, they already had the association relationships like licensed beverage associations. But we also work with like food purveyors and food brokers and other organizations that work with restaurants and the services that they need. So that's a win for everyone to introduce them not only to Catkin, but to introduce them to Illinois Casualty Company and the agents that we partner with.
Perfect. So Catkin is providing a service in a partnership with us at ICC, and that service is like a Serve Safe Food Managers course, but what else is safety education?
Yes. So historically, the Serve Safe Food Manager class is where we really made our money because it's required in so many different places. And in case you haven't worked in a restaurant or maybe it's not required in your area, for example, in the state of Illinois, the health departments across the state require anyone that works with food to have one person on site at all times that has the Certified Food Protection Manager certification. So they take this like 6 to 8 hour class, and then they take a 2-hour test that has to be proctored, and then they get their certificate, which is good for 5 years. And then in Illinois, they also require a 2-hour basic food handler class, an allergen class, and everyone, thank goodness, has to have the alcohol server training in the state of Illinois. So if you know anybody that works in a restaurant, refer them to Catkin. But I hope that over time we can develop additional courses, and we've already started working on them together. You and I have, along with one of our new partners, Sinatra, for additional education, stuff that is not necessarily required, but the things that you're going to look for at loss control and the things that we hope prevent claims. So I look forward to working with everyone at ICC to expand our offerings. It's been 2.5 years, and we kind of have the bases. Let me start over. I'm just gonna say it's been 2.5 years, and we've laid the groundwork and kind of got everything in place. So now it's time to grow and expand and bring even more value to our insureds and to our agents that are working in the hospitality industry.
For sure. Education is so important, and I think it makes better agents, it makes better customers when you know something, you can do better, for sure. So it's so great to have that education piece. Let's see here. We kind of talked about you pioneering that merger with Catkin and ICC and how you just kind of presented it and said this would be great. Were there concerns or roadblocks that you had to overcome? Like once you presented the idea, was there pushback, or was it like, oh yeah, that sounds like a great merger? Or
Well, what was really helpful is that I had already been working with a lot of people here at Illinois Casualty Company. So certainly it took some time and digging into the details, but it was really an amazing transition. Yeah, we just kind of tried to figure out what would be best for everyone involved. It's got to be a win-win-win. So.
Yeah. So you've been here coming up on 3 years, and in that time, what would you say is one of the most memorable changes you've been a part of, or challenges that you faced during your time here?
Well, when I was first coming to the office, it was right after COVID, so I think I was maybe the first person to present in the boardroom after the big lockdown. And ICC had just received their A- minus rating. So
Such a great day.
yeah,
Such a good day.
it was,
Yeah,
and
it
I got to be here like that next week, and it was just really an awesome time.
An exciting time. The company's worked so hard for that rating.
Yes, and I got to start the week of Employee Appreciation Week.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and you guys do an amazing job with all of the events that we do here.
It's the
It's
best.
just incredible.
Yep.
It is the best.
Thank you.
So that week was just so fun, and I got to meet everyone in person. And
Your
then,
standard was really high starting out. Like, do we get treats
That's
and
quite a
presents
week to
every
start.
day? Every
Right,
week?
yeah, here you
so
go.
great, yeah.
It was fantastic. And then, not too much later, was the Christmas party.
Yeah.
And it was the first one, I think, like after COVID, and it was incredible, as was this most recent one. So I've just had so much fun, and I've met amazing people. I have so many friends here now, and I knew before I came to work here that this company had good people and a good culture, and that's why I wanted to work here, and everyone just continues to prove me right. It's been incredible.
It's good.
Good.
I like it.
Have you had a mentor throughout your career, whether it's been here or at a different organization? Have you had someone that's helped guide your, I guess, choices, career growth over the years?
You can say me.
This has to be edited out, but like
No.
I would have said.
Howard.
What? I don't know if I'm gonna go
You
there.
can say Howard.
You can, yeah. It's up to you.
Kathy might freak out.
Oh yeah. Well.
Take
Anyway.
a second. I have a banker, I'm like a bank president that
Okay.
really.
Are you ready? We'll go.
Okay, I'll edit my own video. Okay. I've been very fortunate to have several great mentors over the years. When I was fairly fresh out of college and I worked at the bank, there was my branch manager, Cynthia Touchton, was just an incredible influence, and she believed in me and gave me opportunities that I'm so grateful for. Taught me a lot about banking and just business in general, and she's definitely one person that made a difference, and I respect, and I'm so grateful, that I had that opportunity to work with her.
Great. Let's see. So leadership advice. So this is going to the members of EPIC. And do you have any advice for them on how they can create change, continue their career? Anything that you would, maybe have received when you were trying to be an entrepreneur, and of course you've succeeded in that, but any advice, leadership advice for the team?
Can I go look at a quote on my phone?
Yeah. And that relates back to what, our next question?
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's perfect.
Yes. Carla's gonna be like, you guys?
The other ones should be pretty easy. So
Yeah,
it's
for
like,
sure.
I don't know. If there's one you gotta cut down, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't be able to spend 4 hours in the car and then get out.
I know, it's a lot. Dude. It's just driving
With
me
rain
insane.
hair.
Yeah.
Maybe you should.
You can read it from there.
I have so many great leadership quotes. there's one. I'm gonna look for one more and then I promise we'll move on. Okay, I'm gonna use this one, but I don't know who said it, so I'm just gonna say that. Build a team so strong that they don't know who the leader is. Okay, so you said advice.
Yeah, what's your leadership quote or advice for?
You know, people use the word manager in every single business. You know, that's what common term. But it's so important that managers, in my opinion, manage less and lead more. So there's a quote that I really like. I have no idea who said it. It was on Facebook. But build a team so strong that they don't know who their leader is. And I love that because I think the best managers meet people where they are and help them grow. It's not like, look at me, I'm doing this. They are building the team and helping those people get better every day. And so I like that quote, and I think leadership, there are lots of managers, but I want to be a leader that makes other people feel good and feel better and succeed.
Perfect. Helps them grow.
Yes.
Let's see. So kind of talked about your favorite quote, or do you have a leadership book? Do you have a manual? Do you have like, man, I really enjoyed this at some point, and
Book recommendations.
a book recommendation?
I
Yeah.
have so many. So I don't read, but I listen a lot. A lot. Okay, let's see. Library. There's one that's about habits.
Oh, like 7 Habits of
Nope.
Power of Habits
Nope.
or whatever.
I don't think so. And actually, we'll edit this out. But the author is the son of a former Cardinals baseball player.
Okay.
What is his name? You're gonna know it when I tell you. Library. No, why can't I see all my stuff?
Technology.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh.
I'm sitting here with this like clenched in my hands through this whole thing, and it's getting all crinkly on the bottom. It's like
Atomic Habits by James Clear.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah.
So you would recommend?
I would recommend Atomic Habits by James Clear. I say sometimes, how do you eat an elephant? And the answer is one bite at a time. And that's kind of the premise. Small steps, if they're consistent, can make big change. And you may think about a task and it may feel overwhelming, but if you just take it one piece, one step at a time, then you can accomplish what you want to. And so this book has some really great tips on how to do that. So
Cool. I think it's actually on my to be read pile.
all right.
Yeah. Sounds familiar. So awesome.
Well, it sounds like kind of a good, I guess, theme of your career as well, as kind of that one step at a time and what's
Yes,
next and what's
goodness.
next. So to end this on kind of an exciting note, can you tell us, if you're able to, if there's anything exciting coming up for Catkin, for you, kind of where are things going in the future?
Well, I'm excited about the things that we are doing with Sinatra, the app that will, I'll start over with, I'm excited about Sinatra. I'm very excited about Sinatra. The app will include Catkin as the training provider. So I look forward to seeing what we can do with that, and again expanding some of the courses, so coming soon.
Very exciting. For those of us that aren't as familiar with Sinatra, what is that project? We've kind of heard it, referred to at the company level, but can you give us kind of a brief,
I don't know. I don't know how much I'm supposed to say.
I think you
think it's
can
okay?
say a little bit.
It's been talked about a little.
It's been talked about a little bit.
Okay.
Like, you know,
It's been
Sinatra's
mentioned in a
developing
company meeting.
yeah, Sinatra's developing an application for our insureds.
And some of it's on Facebook and stuff. so
Right.
interesting.
Or if it's truly not out there too much, we don't have to
Yeah.
keep that in, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Sinatra is an app, and it's being developed by a tech company out of Phoenix, Arizona, and it's funded by Silicon Valley. So it's kind of cool to be involved in something that is new and up and coming, and new technology, an organization that doesn't really exist now. I truly think it can be an industry changer. But the app will do a few things. One, it will help insureds, agents, and ICC have an easy, common place for things like documentation or photos to show that they did the recommendation that loss control asked them to. Instead of having to fax stuff or email documents or drop it by their office. I mean, you know, technology's come a long way, but you still have to get all of this stuff to underwriting or to loss control or to the insurance company. And a lot of times, because we're the carrier, the restaurant has to go to the agent, and then the agent has to go to ICC. So the app will help everyone be on the same page, and it will hopefully save some time for everyone. For the restaurant, like, oh, here's a quick picture of my fire tag, or here's an upload of my sales. So again, it's kind of like, how do you eat an elephant? Like, we're taking the elephant in small pieces into the app, and everyone can see it together. And then the second part is training, and there's two aspects to that. One is like the required training, so the Certified Food Protection Manager, and alcohol server certificates. So they'll be able to register for that class with Catkin through the app. And then the second piece is ongoing education, small videos, small tips that hopefully really make a big change. I mean, somebody can sit through an 8-hour class, cram, and take a 2-hour test, but the basics that are very important to keeping everyone safe, everyone needs to know that, not just managers. And unfortunately, most places do not have to have just a basic food handler course. In Illinois they do, so eat in Illinois, I'm kidding. But for someone to come work in a restaurant with food and not have any basic training, I tell people in classes all the time, don't assume that the new hire knows how to do anything. Teach them the right way to do it, set them up for success. I mean, you may think they know that you're not supposed to leave raw chicken out on the countertop, like all of our parents did. So we have to educate them, and if we can do that in small bits where they retain it, I think that's going to be great for the industry.
Yeah, and it's a solution that fits that busy, restaurant environment too, where you're not sitting at a computer for most of your workday. You can at least do this, up and on your phone. So.
Yes, I mean, with the changes since COVID, I don't like to talk about it so much, but it's true that it has greatly affected everyone, and especially restaurants. They, a lot of their staff is new, and most of them are understaffed, so it's gonna be great.
Yeah. Well, it's been so exciting to hear more about your career path, and you're another one with an incredibly busy schedule, so we greatly appreciate your time
Aren't we
with
all?
us.
Hey, we would be bored if we weren't.
It's true.
Exactly.
It's true.
We need that. So, thank you so much, Epic, for joining us for another M&M Management and Motivation panel, and stay tuned for more.
See you next
Thank
time.
you.
Thank you. So fun.
All right.
Is there anything